Threat on Iran's energy facilities by President Trump is raising concerns for Gulf nations caught in the crossfire of the US-Israeli war on Iran. We're going to speak to Victoria Gatenby. She's live for us in Doha. So if Donald Trump does carry out this threat and then Iran responds, do we have an idea what that could mean for the Gulf region, Victoria?
Well, this is the nightmare scenario, really. GCC countries have said no good will come from this conflict escalating any further. I mean, they have said that Gulf countries have really been attacked by Iran. That's been part of its strategy from the very beginning. It says it's only attacking really US military assets and other US assets in this region. But we have seen over the past 5 weeks that civilian infrastructure and critical energy infrastructure has also been targeted by Iran's missiles and drones. We've seen attacks in the last few days on desalination plants in Kuwait, on gas facilities, on oil refineries, on airports, on IT facilities. The list goes on. And GCC countries have said that they have been very restrained in the face of these attacks. That's not because they don't have the ability to respond. They spend about $115 billion annually on defense. Some countries, having been attacked for the past 5 weeks, have started to talk about the fact that their patience is not unlimited. Saudi Arabia, in particular, has talked in recent weeks about its right to self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter. Now, the position of the GCC at the moment remains that they're calling for de-escalation and dialogue. They say that is the only way that this conflict will be resolved. But if there is further escalation and more attacks on this region, then some GCC countries have started to say that that stance may change.
Victoria, stay with me for a second because I want to talk to you about the fact that Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has been wrapping up a tour to 3 Gulf countries. She was in Doha earlier on Saturday, and here's what she had to say about the visit.
Clearly, it is not a symbolic visit. Of course, what we wanted to give is also a message of solidarity towards nations that are partners, that are friends, and that continue to suffer unjustified attacks from Iran. But our goal was not simply to bear witness. It was and it is to lend a hand to address the problems and thus be able to better defend Italian national interests. The Gulf is a fundamental actor in the global energy market and more. If production or transit here contracts or even stops, the price increases for everyone. And if it worsens, we can reach the point of not having all the energy that is necessary, even in Italy.
So, Victoria, Giorgia Meloni there, she's saying that Italian national interests are paramount in this visit. And, of course, amongst those national interests is the supply of energy that it desperately needs. Do we know what was accomplished with this visit?
Well, Giorgia Meloni was the first leader from a European country, a NATO country, to visit this region since this conflict began. She was here primarily to secure Italy's energy security. Italy, she said, relies very heavily on this region for its oil and gas. She made the point in her statement after she had met the Emir of Qatar that 10% of Italy's total gas supplies come from Qatar and 15% of its total oil supplies come from Gulf countries such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So she was here primarily to discuss those contracts, but also she said, as she made clear in that clip, that she was here symbolically to stand with these Gulf countries in this time of crisis, and also to make the point that the critical energy supplies coming through this region that are blocked at the moment are having massive implications now for economies such as Italy's. And she made the point that, at some point, if this doesn't get resolved, Italy may run out of all the energy supplies it needs. So I think that was also what she was trying to achieve, to highlight how critical this issue has become.
As Victoria Gatenby talking to us there from Doha. Thank you, Victoria.